Hello, guys. Welcome back. I swear the shower downstairs must have special water because my hair looks just fabulous, doesn't it? I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit. So I know it's kind of 3 videos in one day, but we'll be okay. We'll make it through. Um, Odin has been trying to lead me to where I need to be, and I thought he was leading me away, and he's actually been the one trying to lead me home. Long story short, if you've been with the channel for a couple years, some of you have been here from the beginning, you know I go through this stuff of I was raised Catholic, but at the time I entered Wicca, it was kind of a bad time to enter Wicca because they were like, oh, you have to give this stuff up and only be Wiccan. And that didn't make sense, but whatever. Especially if you're young and impressionable, you'll do whatever people tell you because you want to do stuff the right way. We all do. And long story short is I've lived my life and I, met Voodoo on Low and everything else. I wish I could go back to like 10-year-old me and talk to her and say, look, you do things your way. Don't do it in an obstinate, prideful way. Like, don't like run up to people and say, well, this is how I do things. But just do what makes you happy and don't worry about finding a group of people to do it with because you're kind of like a free bird. You do your own thing. Whatever you want to do, you do it. If you have to pick up a label to feel comfortable, fine, do it, but whatever. And Odin has been trying to lead me back home. I got this overwhelming urge to watch the series It's a Miracle today. And lo and behold, Questar has put out a whole bunch of new videos, so I've been enjoying those. And they're all about, angels and miracles from God and everything. And I'm like, this is something my soul has been hungry for. I'm not going to preach a good word at you. I'm like, the relationship I have with Jesus probably couldn't be defined in Christianity. But it's like, I like Jesus and God and angels and saints. I just don't need the rest of it. It's like Christianity super light, not really Christianity one supposes, since I believe in all the gods. So it's Wicca. So, and I hear giggling back there because, today was like all these rapid fire animal totems are coming in, and I usually do not get that, guys. Don't think like something's going wrong for you if it doesn't, but all this stuff is happening. I'm cleaning my house like crazy. I even did a wash and I did put it in the dryer, and I'm like, why am I going so crazy? Why am I doing like all this stuff? It's like I'm preparing for something. Like I got the mural in there repainted and I did all this other stuff, and then I'm like, I finally get what this was all about I was trying to protect myself from, is one of the gods put it, I don't even know who it was, internet bullies. There are people that come onto this channel every so often. I block them and they change her name and they come back on again, and because they have so much hate in their heart, they think that if they spread all that hate around, it's good. No, that actually sucks. And I used to be like a very mean, negative person. So believe me, I know what I'm talking about. I used to be the person that would have given you a bad time. Don't go that way. It sounds cool and it sounds tough, but all you end up is hurt and angry and alone. So, and the funny thing was, as I've been watching this, there's like these people that like found Jesus in prison and they're like talking to you in an ad trying to get you to turn your life around. I'm like, yeah, man, I haven't been in prison for murder, but I've not lived a good, happy life my whole life. And I had a lot of anger and a lot of hate, and it doesn't do good to spread anger and hate. It really doesn't. All you do is you end up hurting other people, and you hurt the relationship with the gods, and you hurt yourself most of all, because at one point you're going to get your ears pinned back by the universe, and that's not me threatening people. And you're going to realize you have to turn your life around. Like, people will come on that hate the Greek gods, or they'll come on and they hate Roman gods, or they'll come on and they hate these gods, or they hate God, or they hate Jesus, or something else. Their hatred towards a specific deity is not my problem. I went through a period after my parents both died of feeling like God had abandoned me. And remember, I was brought up at a time, and the church still is hatefully intolerant towards gay people. And obviously, you can't be a practicing witch and go to most Catholic churches. They're not that lax. You have to go you. They are the only people who take pagans and atheists, and everybody else. They don't know if there's a God. They're not quite sure, but at least you can go to church with them. I'm like, I know there's a God. And I know Jesus is his son. I know all the gods exist. I can't prove it scientifically, but that's why we call it belief and faith. But I just kind of know these things. I know there's like all these miracles and healings out there. And even though, obviously some angel didn't come down from heaven and go boop, and like all my medical issues disappeared, or angel didn't come down and go boop, and winning lottery numbers appeared in my head or something. It's just such a relief to stop feeling like I'm getting torn apart. Because I couldn't figure out, I'm like, I have a relatively good life. I don't have good health, but I have electricity, I have running water, I have a home to live in, I have food to eat. What the hell's wrong with me? Now, obviously I have depression, anxiety, that's part of it, but I'm also like, well, I miss God. I miss Jesus. And I'm not going to maybe talk to them every day. It might be once in a while, but when I need to talk to them, I want to feel okay to talk to them. And if I want to talk to an angel or saint or listen to angel music or something, you do you. That's actually what Wicca at its best is about you do you. It's just don't expect everyone else to do as you do. Don't, start a YouTube channel and scream that this is the way Wicca must be. No, that's not it. Nobody else has to practice the way I do because my practice is unique to me. It's unique to being raised Roman Catholic and having, met and worked with certain saints and angels and stuff like that, and then having been drawn into voodoo, and then having worked with different pantheons and some of the damn promises I made that Odin gleefully has made me keep. And it was funny today as we were replacing the statues of the Greek gods. For some reason, Lord Hades likes to be back there by the microwave. I don't know why. That is his territory. I don't ask questions. And Apollo's kind of content where he ended up. And oh, by the way, Loki fixed my lamp. The lamp he broke, he fixed it. It was Loki or somebody. Somebody fixed the lamp. I'm like, that is the first time in history that has ever happened. And the lights are fixed, by the way, so there's no blinking lights. And all the gods and goddesses, I was like, okay, where do you want your statue at? So Loki was like, yeah, it's our statues. And Hermes really doesn't care that his statue got broken. I mean, most of it's there. It's like there's like a wing off the cap and that. And he's like, eh. He didn't traditionally have statues anyways, in the same way of like having a statue in a temple. So like there are paintings and stuff and everything of him. But it's not like it's a big deal for him. And the gods do love us and they are basically good, but every so often I think they have this little at each other, though I don't know. I don't know if they do that or they do it to make us feel good so we feel like we're wanted. I was once told by someone that turned out to be an incredibly toxic person, but they did tell me one right thing. They said, I think your God yell at you so you feel love. I'm like, that makes sense. So, it's just I've been watching all these things about It's a Miracle, and I'm like, this is answering a lot of stuff. The thing I'm waiting for, and it will get here, it's probably a miracle that the people I'm dealing with are so incredibly overly protective, because if they weren't, a disaster could have happened. So it will be good. It worked out in my favor. And the thing might come tomorrow, and if it doesn't, we're going to plan on a day where it's warm enough. And I said, you know what? Even if it does come tomorrow and it works, why don't we go out sometime eventually, enjoy a nice full day, maybe take the camera, maybe not, don't get your hopes up, and film some stuff. And YouTube just dropped like 30 or 40, it seems like, new songs for us, and I had done some artwork Well, I'd done some art on the door and I did the fancy five thing I do with my photos. And I was going through all this music last night for you guys, and I'm like, I just can't find anything, and I can't, you know, figure out anything to play for you, but eventually I'll come across something. If you occasionally hear music that sounds suspiciously churchy, we have that too. It's not anything you have to join me in. I'm just like, I actually don't care what religion it's from. If it's positive, uplifting music, I'm good with it. If it's very negative, let's go kill all of our enemies music, I'm like, nah, you're teaching religion. That shouldn't be in any song of any religion ever, ever, ever. So, he keeps reminding me. When I was on Facebook, there was this guy that made heathen memes, and he did this wolf. And Wolf gonna be Ulfenor for Odin, and Wolf gonna go be a warrior for Odin, and of course the wolf trips and falls down, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much what you think of stuff. Is like, there are a lot of people that make you go on the internet. That's all I can say. But yeah, basically it was like one of the gods was like, you're letting internet trolls stop you from living your life. Oh my god, really? Like, really? This is what you're letting bother you? And, I know now going forward, those people will probably always come onto the channel. I mean, I realized with a shock, I didn't lose my writing ability. I just stopped writing and stopped wanting to be able to write because there was this nasty female that every time I would write a pagan article, she'd come on there and she'd just shitpost in the comments section, and she was a straight up bitch, and we couldn't block people, it wasn't YouTube, you couldn't block people. And I thought, I'm tired of her doing this. I'm tired of her being such a hateful, negative person, and she'd be like all love and light horseshit in her articles, but anytime anybody else was doing stuff, she'd come over and be real shitty and real manipulative, and she finally pushed me too far. So I started, I was like, okay, you know what? I started posting on a group that the writers were in the time. I said, this is some of the lovely comments I'm getting, and I don't know if she still writes there or not, but I was like, you know what? I'm not getting paid enough to put up with your horse shit. I'm fucking gone. But, I have Patreon now, and if people want to see me right now, they get to pay to see me right. So it all worked out. I mean, sometimes the most horrible people in your life end up serving you in unexpected ways, in ways they probably hate. She probably thinks she won something by chasing me away from a place where I was like putting in 40, 50 hours a week writing and not making anything, like getting one or two groceries worth checks a year. And now I'm doing the Patreon and I'm getting more there. I don't know if I'll ever be back to writing full-length articles. And they weren't really full length. They kept having us get the word count down. But if I do, Patreon, you'll be the first to know. Please do not hold your breath. It might not come back, but I'm like, hey, I'm getting all these miracle things for a reason. I've got a lot of work to do. I realize my parents have been trying to reach out. It's a long story. And I'm like, that would be a video in and of itself if you could have parents like mine that had a lot of issues when they were alive, but after they've passed, they're trying to make amends and they're trying to truly make up for what they did while they were alive. If they can do that, anybody can have hope or something. I don't know. I'm all frazzled now. I've been working like crazy. I did all that work, sat down, was watching miracle videos, got this compulsion to do the wash and the drying. And I don't know where that's going. I don't know if I'm supposed to be ready to go out tomorrow, or it was just this positive energy of not being torn in two that felt nice. And I will duck so that you guys don't think I'm hiding something if I ever go off camera, but there's the angel back there, and there's one of the crosses. I bought the crosses last year, and the original plan was to give them away. Because I was going to keep the turquoise one for myself, and I was going to give two of them away. Well, it turned out that the one friend got an attitude problem, so she didn't get her cross. And the other one hates crosses. I mean, she doesn't hate crosses. She's a Catholic, but there are two types of Catholics. There's a Catholic like I was that 80 statues is just fine, and we need 900 crosses because Satan. Well, I never really believed in Satan, but you know, you need 900 crosses because you do. That's why. And there's the Catholic like her that they do not want anything in their house. They're just not seen to be moderate Catholic. Either there are 9,000 statues and lights and it looks like a Santeria store, or I'm getting howls of laughter back here. Or because I practiced Santeria for a while too. So either it looks like a Santeria shop or you couldn't tell they were any kind of flavor of Christianity. So it's one or the other. I'm getting giggles back here. So if you guys like what you see, you know, like, comment, subscribe. But I just, you know, I felt like it was timely too to share it with you guys because I know in the pagan community or Wicca or anything, you will have a lot of people just walk up and dump hate on you because they have a problem with God or Jesus or Buddha or Odin or Loki or whomever, or and they don't like your practices. Well, it's actually none of their damn business how you practice. And if you are teetering on a fence about working with someone, like somebody said they're not sure, is it wishful thinking of their totems or whatever? You know, just try it. The worst that you can do is try and it doesn't feel like anything happened. Sometimes it's really slow going. Some of the dramatic stuff I say, that is like once in a blue moon stuff. Most of the time it's like I know I have wolf totem, but wolf got better things to do. I'm just kind of happy to know I love wolves most days. So I hope it helps and that kind of felt timely, you know. And don't the other thing I want to tell you, if you are like on the fence and you are wondering, can I do X, Y, or Z as a pagan? Do not go look for people to tell you no, because you will find them. Just look for the people that will support you and say, yes, you can do that. You do whatever the hell you want as a pagan. Where I'm gonna end up when I die, I don't know, but I'm gonna end up somewhere. Um I'm getting help back here. And he keeps chanting Valhalla because it was weird. I looked up this. It's gonna be a long video apparently. I looked up this video and you know it was article in a I think it's Norwegian American thing. And anyhow, in their family, they believed you went to Valhalla when you died. No, they didn't say anything else. They didn't say, like, they were pagan or heathen or anything. They just believed you went there if you lived a good life. And they called it both Valhalla and heaven. So, like, kind of like the same thing. But the weirdest thing was this woman, after her daddy died, eventually she got a sign from him. She was in a dollar store and there was this terrible film and she caught it and she's like, this is the worst film ever. Please don't buy this. It has nothing to do with Valhalla. It's called See You in Valhalla. So, and it has absolutely nothing disappointingly to do with Valhalla. So it was kind of her daddy like, yeah, I'll see you in Valhalla, heaven, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, okay. I think I'm done. I think that was everything because sometimes my manager, stage manager Loki, is back there like, oh, and tell him this and tell him this. I don't speak for him, but sometimes he gives me pokes. It's a difference because I'm not, you know, thundering at you from the pulpit. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.